Good Friday morning, guys and gals. Hey, I said gals. All right, so I shouldn't get in trouble for that. My wife reminded me just before the camera went on. All right, so we are going to do a kind of a continuation from newsletter 192. This will be 193. In 192, I did a glue up of basically a big sign, but it was just half of it. So I have now glued up the other half. So what I did in 192 is I glued up one of these boards, basically a 12 inch by 48 inch. But because my planer is only a 12 inch planer, I did them in two pieces, and I've already surfaced this thing down. You guys know I just did get my planer just recently. This is be the back of the sign. This will be the face. And so what I did was I made two boards identical, basically, and now I'm going to glue them together to make my 24 by 48 inch sign. That's what the eventual size will be. So here's a couple things that I kind of figured out is that when I was gluing these up and then I was going to surface these down, because I had all my labeling and marking on my face, I figured, I can't do that. So here's what I did. You can see that I marked the edges of the board. I'm hoping that you can see that. And I can't see what I'm looking at, but basically I put the arrows where my laminated piece is going to be. These are the edges that are going together. So, and also what I did was I put the face, I put an arrow and what the face was. Sorry about that, Dad. Dad's inside the building running the laser. He's probably thinking I'm banging on the wall, which I am, I guess. So you can see I did it there too. So I'll know what the face is and what edge is going together. And then I also put a label, let me see. Yeah, that indicates that's the top of the sign. And then I did the same thing on the other one, the bottom of the sign. So now we're just going to glue this one seam. I actually got quite a bit of feedback on that on my last newsletter that you guys wanted to see me glue this thing together and make this sign. So I may go ahead and when I'm getting ready to carve this sign, I may go ahead and do some filming on that too, now that I have access to my film director 24/7, aka Vicky. So I am going to, so again, this is going to be the face of the sign. So I'm going to tip this one up that way, put glue on that edge, and I'm going to put glue on this edge, hopefully. And we're, obviously we're outside and we kind of have there's a little bit of an angle, so I kind of tried to shim this thing up so it was somewhat level. But here's what we're going to do. Now, let me caution you guys, when you do something like this, once you start pouring that glue, you only have a finite amount of time. So as you can see, preparation is the biggest thing, and there's a lot of guys that show gluing boards together and stuff. It's all about preparation. Think of anything that can go wrong and prepare and be ready for it. So hopefully nothing will go wrong here, and I've got everything that I need and will prepare for it. So I am going to glue both edges, and I am using the Tight Bond 2, the same stuff that I was using before. Again, the Tight Bond 3 I think is a better glue, but this is going to be inside. It's going to be a bar top, so it's not like it's got to deal with ultraviolet rays and stuff. It will have some moisture going on, but it won't, it won't have to deal with outside exposures and stuff. It's all going to be inside. So now I'm just going to, fortunately, we're not directly in the sun as of yet. I'm hoping we'll get this done before the sun comes around the edge of the building. So I'm just going to spread that glue, making sure it goes all the way to the edge. And this is really not that much different than what I did on 192, but you guys wanted to see it, and this is I needed to kind of share what I had to do as far as surfacing it down. So I could have actually set up the camera and ran these through the planer on camera. But to be honest, there's so many guys that do that. You know, any of you that watch other woodworkers running something through the planer, man, you can see that 1,000 times on YouTube. So this is a little bit different. Not too many guys are gluing up big signs, so that's where this is somewhat unique to what I do. All right, so now my biggest thing that I want to make sure is that I've got all the glue, throw that aside for now, that I've got all the glue at least to the edges, and there's plenty of glue on there. Actually, I think I'm gonna put one more just little bead of glue down that center. Again, this glue is fairly cheap as compared to the Gorilla Glue, and it doesn't expand the way the Gorilla Glue does. So now let's see if I can lay this down without messing this up. Ah, my clamps went sideways on me, but that's okay. I can fix that. All right, so I'm gonna, and the other good thing about this glue is that it cleans up pretty well with water. This one doesn't want to collapse on me. There we go. Now I have, as you guys, if you go back and watch that other video, you'll notice that I'm sorry for laughing, guys. We have a big tarp over here, and one of the pigs took the tarp and was hauling off with it, so Vicky had to run after the pig and go save our tarp. Anyway, I don't even know where I was going. Oh, yeah, this is going to be 4 foot long, but I think these boards are like 46? No, about 54. Excuse me, 54. So I've got 3 or 4 inches at both ends, so if I'm not exactly right on the ends, doesn't really matter. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my cawls and my double clamp system. This will just keep the ends of the boards, or excuse me, it'll keep that, see, you got to be ready for this stuff. These are just pieces of 1 by 2 or 1 by 3 pine. Fortunately, this stuff it's a nice day, so it's not setting up really fast. So this will keep my seam pretty much even at the ends, and I don't think we're going to have much of it. No, we don't have much of a mismatch in the center either, so that's a good thing. Otherwise, we would put a cawl across here, but that gets a little bit tricky, but just no need for it here, because these boards are already been planed and flat. Oops, forgot one on top, didn't I? I'm talking and not thinking. There we go. That's what I wanted. So we're outside, but hopefully the sound is good. This new lavalier mic, we're getting really good reaction from everybody that says the sound is a lot better than what it was. And we're still learning about this new camera. All right, so now I'm going to take and I'm going to put clamps, just kind of eyeball 2 spots in the center so that we've got good. I know a lot of guys alternate the clamps, 1 up, 1 down, 1 up, 1 down, but I've never had any problems with this doing the same, pretty much the same thing. That's what I forgot. I knew I was forgetting something. So what I'm going to do, I normally would scrape this extra glue off, guys, but since I didn't bring anything in particular to scrape it with, I'm just going to wipe it off with a wet rag. I always keep a jar a jar of water and keep a rag soaking in there. So this stuff will just wipe off. Cleans up pretty darn easy. So at minimum of cleanup once this thing dries up. And I think what I'll do is I'll make another video, guys. If you want to see it, let me know, of me taking this thing off the clamps after it dries up. And then going through the process. Now the tricky part, and I hadn't thought about this till right now, is there's a lot of glue that's dripping on that board, and I need to clean that up as well. Huh? Hope not. No, I think I can figure it out. All right, so, and I also have an extra jug of water that I can pour on this thing so I don't have to stick that rag back in the jar. That's actually going to be a really nice seam though. I'll probably just barely have to sand that thing and I'll have a nice flat board. So bear with me, guys. Let's see if this is going to work. Don't fall on me, baby. All right, not bad actually. We've got a pretty nice seam there. So this is the back of the sign. Uh-oh, that's not my wet rag. I'm making laps around the table. Oh, in case you guys didn't notice, my bench top here is 2 of those Harbor Freight benches that I put together because we bought 4 or 5 of them for the seminar, so I'm making use of them. I do like these benches. That is pretty much it. I can now just, what I normally would do at this point is I would just stand that up against the wall and let it dry. And then I don't want to ruin my piece of particle board there, so I'll probably just scrape that off. Well, I can wipe it off. I could wait till it dries and scrape it off with a chisel or something, but it's a little bit easier to wipe it off. That way I can use this board again next time. And I need to glue something else up that's big. And I'll wipe off my tables. But that's it. That's about it, guys. It's pretty easy. The biggest thing that I can recommend is just be prepared. What? Oh, more glue down here. Is be prepared for anything that could go wrong. Just have, go through the process before you start pouring that glue. Because after you start pouring that glue, that's when you're really limited on time. Okay, I'm getting a cut off from the lady. So hope that helps you guys. Hope everybody has a great weekend. I'm going to get a hold of Dad and we're going to film a memory for tomorrow morning, for Saturday morning. So unfortunately, because YouTube has just been like way long getting stuff posted, so you guys won't see this probably till Friday evening, but we'll definitely get it posted today unless something goes horribly wrong. And we'll see you guys on for Dad's memories tomorrow morning and coffee and questions on Monday. Everybody have a great weekend. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.